From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie. This local and regional news update is brought to you by Northway Bank. Get big savings close to home with Northway Bank's Community Sense digital coupon book, filled with valuable money-saving coupons from hundreds of Northway Bank business customers. Visit northwaybank.com for more info. Northway Bank with 17 locations throughout New Hampshire. The people you know, the bank you trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. A spokesperson for Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center in Lebanon says a 25-year-old Massachusetts man is in stable condition today after suffering what appeared to be serious head injuries Saturday on Mount Washington. New Hampshire Fish and Game Lieutenant Jim Goss says Russell Kincaid of Pembroke was hiking Saturday afternoon about 3 o'clock in the Huntington Ravine Central Gully area with another hiker, 22-year-old Michael Cox of Kennebunkport, Maine, when they reached a point on the head wall where they couldn't climb any higher and started to climb back down. That's when Kincaid slipped and fell about 200 feet down a rock slope. Cox was apparently not hurt. Mount Washington State Park personnel responded from the summit and provided first aid to Kincaid before a team of about 30 rescuers carried him overnight more than 2 miles over extremely rugged terrain to the Appalachian Mountain Club's Pinkham Notch Visitor Center, arriving about 3 o'clock yesterday morning. Kincaid was then airlifted by Dart helicopter to Dartmouth Hitchcock. The rescue team was made up of parks personnel, fish and game conservation officers, volunteers from Mountain Rescue Service, Androscoggin Valley Search and Rescue, the AMC, Gorham Fire Department, and other hikers. Goss reminds hikers to pack appropriate clothing and equipment because it aids in safety. For a list of recommended equipment and other preparation tips, see the website at hikesafe.com. A House subcommittee is beginning work on 3 bills inspired by the proposed construction of a privately funded 187-mile transmission line originating in northern New Hampshire. The $1.4 billion Northern Pass project entails building a line that would transmit 1,200 megawatts of Canadian hydroelectric power from Hydro-Quebec into New England, enough to serve 1.2 million homes. It's faced intense criticism in the state's North Country, where opponents argue towers carrying the electricity south would damage the environment, lower property values, and hurt tourism. Supporters counter the power would reduce carbon emissions. The House Science, Technology, and Energy Committee held some bills related to the project to be voted on next year. A subcommittee begins work tomorrow on 3 that focus on transmission lines. In May news, game wardens will continue searching for a hiker missing on the Appalachian Trail, but will scale back their efforts. Corporal John McDonald said in a statement last night, no new evidence was found by game wardens and volunteers looking for 66-year-old Geraldine Largay of Brentwood, Tennessee, and the search will, quote, be extensively scaled back. Yesterday, more than 100 people on foot and horseback concentrated on a 4-square-mile area. The original search area covered more than 80 square miles, but searchers later narrowed the focus. Largay's husband, George, had been providing supplies and support for his wife's hike from Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, to Maine's Baxter State Park. He said she contacted him July 21st from atop Saddleback Mountain and texted him again the following morning before disappearing. In sports, the New Hampshire Fisher Cats wrapped up a 6-game road trip in Richmond yesterday, losing to the Flying Squirrels 8-3. The Cats are off today and host the Bowie Bay Sox tomorrow night in Manchester for the start of a 3-game series. The Bay Sox got 2 runs in the 7th inning in Maryland last night to break a 4-4 tie against the Portland Sea Dogs and went on to beat the Dogs 6-4. Dogs are off today but will return to Hadlock Field tomorrow night to start a homestand against the Flying Squirrels. Toronto FC beat the New England Revolution 1-0 last night, and the Red Sox beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 4-0 yesterday. In the weather today, mostly sunny, highs of the lower 70s. Northwest winds around 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, lows in the mid-40s, upper 40s in southern Carroll County with light winds, and partly sunny on Tuesday, highs in the upper 70s. From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie.